And I think you just don't last in this business with a mindset of domination. Like, not really. Like, you burn out, and you are never happy.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting what you crave. It's like a drug. But that's when you live from this mindset of service and devotion, then you're always getting what you need out of it.
All right. Thank you
Ah.
so much for, driving all the way
No,
here.
no worries, no worries. I could visit my mom, and it was very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
it's always good to be able to have an excuse, to see
Yeah.
her.
Oh my God. So, every person that I talk to, Icelandic person, when I said like, "Oh yeah, I'm interviewing this person," they're like, "Oh my God, he's so famous," and I was like, "Wait, what?"
I wish that reflected in my income.
Ah, the struggle of musicians.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. I,
But I
I
can't
feel it.
complain. I'm living the dream.
Exactly. So tell me, like, how did it start?
Oh, by accident. I was never going to be an artist. I didn't think I had any business being an artist, because I wanted to be a scientist
Oh
first.
wow.
Yeah, my head was always going to science. But when I was 19, my dad died in an avalanche,
Oh no.
along with 19 other people in my village. And it kind of just threw me a little bit off track.
Mhm.
I lost kind of control of my thoughts and my head. I went on autopilot for a long time,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
like
yeah.
a Tesla, and
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you know what happens when Tesla is on autopilot? It's a
Oh my
disaster.
God. Yeah. Oh.
So basically, 8 years into that, I just thought I need to take control of the grief. I need to take responsibility of my grief. So I started writing songs to try to feel again, and
Mhm.
it worked. And then people said, you should write more songs. These are nice songs. And I wrote some more songs, started playing more songs, playing live. And people said, oh, you should make an album. And I made an album, and you should make another album. And then I just had to quit my job because it had kind of taken over.
Yeah.
Um, and so basically my musical career started as just an exploration of grief, and for the last 15 years, that's been basically what I've been doing, just not just this one grief, but the seas of grief, like
Yeah.
charting. I felt like a sailor, a
Yeah.
cartographer, and just looking at the beauty of it and the healing of grief and how you can find comfort in your family and friends and
Yeah.
nature and how that affects, the whole process. And it's been a wonderful journey. So
Yeah.
yeah, so basically this is what pulled me into being a magician. I never wanted to become famous or adored or anything like that. That's not attractive for me.
Mhm, mhm.
Just to help myself and other people, with the process.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel like that when I was hearing your songs. There was a lot of emotions around that.
Yeah, it's all about like these core human emotions. I'm not complicated. It's
Yeah.
more it's gratitude, exhilaration of nature, family, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And what was your first album? Did you dedicate that album to the grief
To the
or?
grief. Oh, well, basically I started with like my band originally. That was like before I had like a clear idea of what I was doing, but it was still shining through my first two band albums. But then because it was such a personal thing, and I mean the band was teetering out, wasn't working, and that's fine, that's just normal.
Mhm.
Um, my first solo album was basically it's Kvöldvaka, and it featured some of the songs from that band journey in like more uh, personal versions. But also like that's where I started. Okay, now this is what I'm looking for. So I'm taking this journey, and for the next 3-4 albums, that was it.
Yeah.
This exploration, and it's in the album art and everything. It's
Yeah.
for all the albums until now. It has basically been this trip, this journey of the cartographer,
Yeah.
the explorer's journey. And it's finally over, and now I'm turning to new projects, which is awesome.
And tell me, like, what was your first song that you were in the band? If you can share also the name of the band.
Oh yeah, the band was called Hraun.
Rain. Okay.
Hraun means lava. It started out just like for shits and giggles, like some dudes just playing guitar and drums and blah, just and it kind of grew out of control
Yeah.
pretty fast. It was a lot of fun, but in the end, I'm pretty happy that it didn't last because I still have my hearing. Because we got pretty loud, when we were having fun. And I'm very grateful that I quit because there's no whining in my ears or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like the first song that I remember like writing explicitly for that was called Clementine. And then I wrote one called Ástasaga úr fjöllunum, which means love story from the mountains. And it started to create like a picture of this vision. And it was interesting. It was, and then of course, you start to look into other kinds of like love, like breakups and comfort. You feel with your family or with your loved ones, with your children. All kinds of this nice stuff. I have this one principle. I never write like a negative breakup song.
Oh,
They
that's a
have
good
to be
thing.
constructive, and they have to never ever put the blame on the other person. It's just taking responsibility for your own well-being and from for your own growth and development.
Yeah.
And so if your modus operandi in the breakup song is to blame the other person all the time, you're basically not taking responsibility for your own well-being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Of course, the other person has their problems, Of course, but that's their problems.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
look inside yourself. What can I learn? Be grateful for? What did this relationship bring out in me that I was not happy about?
Yeah.
What do I want? What don't I want? Like, were there things in this relationship that were actually awesome, and I want more of that, but just not with that person?
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting for me. When I write a breakup song, it's always about that. But I hope I don't write any more breakup songs.
Yes.
Because you always hope that this is gonna be,
Yeah. That's gonna be it.
the one that takes, And I think it's worked for the last 15 years at least.
Yeah. And you've had a lot of collaboration with many musicians.
Yeah. I love to like join other minds and because like the sum is always greater than the sum of the parts.
Yeah.
Like when you co-write, when you sit together with another person, you kind of figure out where you meet, like where you tickle each other a little bit. We find your like focus points that you share. Then it can be so intense and such a fun exploration. For
Yeah.
example, I was just taking a walk with a Faroese friend on an island in Denmark, and we were just talking about what are the things that we share between Iceland and Faroe Islands? Like, what are things that are part of our experience as islanders that we kind of really dig? And it's like we settled on the fog.
Oh
You know?
wow. That is
Fog
really
is
random.
so like when everything is
Yeah.
so foggy and everything becomes hazy, and there are so many mysteries in the fog, and it's also kind of enveloping you, and you're like, can I get to land? I can't see land now. Like the fog has the mist has
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so many aspects for people that live on islands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the islands keep like they are your shelter, and what if they're covered in fog? Like what if you miss something? What if you get lost? It's
Wow.
so, but it's also kind of comforting,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're home. And we talked about this for like hours, and then we wrote a song together
Oh
about
wow.
the fog, and it was such a good time. Marius Siska, his name is Marius Siska. He's a genius from Faroe Islands. He's a beautiful singer-songwriter.
Oh wow.
And his voice is just sublime. Absolutely.
I have to research him.
Yeah. With Siska with a Z. Yeah.
And you also played with Marketta.
Yeah, Marketa Irklova,
Yeah.
she is amazing. She's the most humble person I've ever met in my life. There's like, her ego never gets in her way, ever. She's just, I think, like, there's a wonderfully charming quality in people when you just witness that they live to serve the music, the art, their community. Like, their primary drive is to serve, and that's just so beautiful. You can just see it in people, and it's not like being subservient,
Yeah.
not like that, but to realize that you don't need an ego. To serve your purpose, to serve your art, you are much better artist for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you live to serve rather than to dominate.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I saw a dude, a rock star dude, singing at a funeral the other day. And he showed up with like a mic and like a amp and like, rah! And he just sang the song with like such bravura, like dominated it. And it was so out of touch with the moment of grief.
Yeah.
And I think it didn't help at all.
Yeah.
And it just, the only thing that was missing was like just a mic drop or something. It was,
my God.
but then you witness other singers and they, or performers, and they just, what is my role here? How can I fulfill that role to the best of my ability? And that's so beautiful to see, especially when people that with that thought, with that mindset come together, and they're together trying to create, trying to make something. Everyone with that kind of service-minded idea. Yeah, that's a spring of beauty, when this happens, because the results are amazing.
I completely agree with this. There was another musician who was talking about music as devotion. So it's kind of like it's a little bit beyond faith.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very, very beautiful to actually experience that. And then,
Yeah, my kids have asked me this, like, Dad, why do you have to go touring? Like, why do you have to leave us? And I said, because I live in service of music. Like, does it own you? And I was like, no, but I've devoted myself to it, and I'm kind of driven by that. And they got it, I have to do this. And that's why we have a good understanding, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does take its toll on the family life, of course. It's hard.
Yeah.
Being away a lot. But I think the mindset about devotion and to serve, I think for most, like, people always, it's so like people think about artists and actors, and they always see just the biggest stars, right? But there is like a universe of other artists all around. There's thousands and thousands of artists that just live and do this as work. And I think you just don't last in this business with a mindset of domination. Like, not really. Like, you burn out, and you are never happy.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting what you crave. It's like a drug. But that's when you live from this mindset of service and devotion, then you're always getting what you need out of it.
Oh wow. Your most listened song on Spotify is
Emotional anorexic. Yeah?
Yes. How was it like to reach your first million of like listens?
I really don't think about it.
No,
I never get any money anyway from Spotify. So. No, but it turned out this song was on a lot of like these anorexia playlists, Pro Ana or whatever. But there is a catch. I get so many emails. Like, and this is part of what's still keeping me working. Like from people that say like that song, like I bumped into it, like listening to like a anorexia playlist. And there was just something in the message of the song that I deserve to love and be loved. It's okay. People love me, and I deserve that love. And they say that they tell me it sent them like on that journey to recovery.
Wow.
And that means the world to me. You know what I mean? That song had any role in helping others kind of recover from that condition, you know, and start a journey of recovery. And that means a lot to me, and I'm kind of happy that it's on these playlists because it's kind of like a little Trojan horse
Yeah, exactly.
of a way to exit, you know, this life. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
It makes me happy. I made a better version of it. Like I was very poor when I made that album. I had 1 day to record it. It was all recorded in 1 day. It was during the big financial crash.
Oh, 2008?
Yeah,
Oh.
nobody had any money. We didn't have any money. It was just,
Wow.
we call it the crisis album. And so it was like all handmade. Like we even made the covers we had just paper printed and we folded it around the first edition of it. So that was fun. 500 copies of folding in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
It was fun. But yeah, I mean, that song has certainly, it's like a classic. Everybody really likes to hear it still, and I still like to play it. I love to play that song because it's a breakup song. And it's my first kind of, the one where I had this clear idea of, no, it's not you. Like we've had our problems, but I need to focus on my issues, right? Rather than yours. So it was a good time. Of course, I would love it if some of my other songs found a niche, you know, and some of them do, yeah.
Yeah. And talking about niche, we were talking a little bit before about what you use as percussion.
Oh yeah, I love to explore stuff like that. You know, like how can I get a certain kind of percussion without using like a drum kit or something? Or I really don't like cajons. You know, they are so. I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone, but so what I do sometimes, just when I'm recording, especially when I'm recording maybe like demos or something that I want to just get some idea out. I just use my belly and I just wear like different layers and different clothes and just like that's a dark one, and then just a little bit up.
Snare.
And when I like layer these like a couple of times, you get like a little sound.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, you know. And you can work with a lot of that stuff. We recorded a Christmas album once, me and my friends Kristjana Stefáns and Ragga Gröndal, and a lot of the percussion was just recorded in my living room, and it's just like an IKEA chair, you know, and it just had like a nice little thump in it,
Yeah.
you know, and like you do something like that, or like you can do a lot of like these little noises that kind of give that, and then when people are listening, like what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's a lot more fun than just like, yeah, it's a drum kit, you know, or like, no, it's a tambourine. You know? But what is that though? You know, scratching the beard. Like, there's so many different little sounds you can make just for fun.
I'm gonna go into a rabbit hole trying to figure this out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna map it.
And I'm reading this book now, Recording Unhinged, and it's so much fun. It's like just about letting go of all preconceptions about how to record music, how to produce. It's a fun read.
Oh, nice. And your latest release was in June. Recipe for Something Better.
Oh yeah. That was
Odd songs.
Yeah. So I did Pod Songs is a very interesting project. A friend of mine living in Italy is doing this, and So he basically gets an artist or a band or like artists and a thinker, thinkers from the world.
Mhm.
And he's got like amazing interviews where the artist interviews the thinker or
Oh,
like
wow.
the public intellectual or whatever we call it. Like they can be politicians, they can be scientists. There have been many scientists on there. And I talked to these guys, the leftist cooks who live in Ireland. They are amazing. They are just so positive. They are tackling very difficult subjects, right? Very, very sensitive subjects. But they do it just so carefully, but like still with humor, and you always get this very humane and calm and positive kind of feeling from how they are tackling a very hard subject. And
Yeah.
so I just talked about like forgiveness, about how we can talk, how we can have discussions about life and about issues without blame, without trying to burn each other. Like a lot of debates are always about like humiliating the other person. That's not a
Yeah.
conversation. It's
Exactly.
just like a competition in trying to hurt someone. But what about just having a conversation? Like what if we just try to dive in? And a lot of the time, like when you're arguing with someone, they just have different values. There's not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't share a value system with some people from Miðflokkurinn, for example. I don't believe they are bad people. They just have different values about a couple of things, and then it just makes a hard conversation. So
Mhm.
sometimes just realizing that, we just see the world a little bit differently. You're not like I'm right about from my perspective, right? And you find yourself being right because you just see it completely differently.
Yeah.
The problem is that sometimes their idea can hurt me
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
people and people I care about, while my idea doesn't hurt them at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And that might be something where we could talk about too. Like, well, people are getting hurt from that, you know. But well, we had this wonderful conversation, and then we wrote. Jack Stafford and I, we sat together and we wrote had like a talk about it, and then I wrote this song, and I sent the guys in Italy. I just sent them like the kind of guitar and voice, and then they like practiced it a little bit. They made like a version, and then I re-recorded my stuff, and it was kind of recorded across
Oh.
the internet. And it was a lot of fun. It's very unusual for me, this one. Like it's an unusual number, but it's cool. Nice challenge, you know.
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love that. I love having these little challenges, you know.
And talking about challenges, like you've written a lot of music. Out of all of the music that you've written, which one is your favorite?
Haha, no, I can't. I could never say that. I mean, it's like what's my favorite child? Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I write one song per child actually.
Oh wow.
So I have 4 kids, and each of them has one, and I don't want to give them more because I'm a socialist. Also, I believe in the law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so if I write 2 songs for them, they're like, "Cool, thanks." You know?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And 3 songs, like, yeah, just put it in the bin with the others. So 1 song per child is enough. And I always try to make sure that each child, like when I write a song, it is a reflection of them as a human being, like a tale of them.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
That
want to share about the songs?
oh, they're named after, like, their names are on, like,
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
except for my oldest one. Her song is not her name.
Okay. Okay.
So it's Emma, Ulvar, and Refur.
Mhm.
And Dagbjört, my oldest one, her song is called Spor,
Mhm.
which means like tracks. And then, yeah, but like, of course, I'm always just most in love with like my latest stuff, you know, like because it's all like part of your evolution, right? You're always evolving, you're always creating something new, trying to figure out like a new path and stuff. And you're always fascinated by the last stuff you did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, so I mean, the Hawaii album in whole,
Oh,
Yeah, that's Spår. Yeah, the Ahoy album in whole is basically like what I'm most proud of right now.
yeah.
Because that's also the final part of the journey, like where the map is complete.
Oh, wow.
The beware these cliffs and there lie monsters and everything.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best work I've ever like, and I've talked about this. Like, I have been offered jobs that pay a lot more, pay so well, and it's so tempting to just stop and just start doing something for a lot more money. But this is the only thing that I have ever felt I'm really good at, and I felt that every time I finish a job, finish a concert, or I sing at a funeral or something, um, I feel so accomplished. Like, I served well, you know. People were happy. They were touched. This helped. And I've never ever felt that way in any other job, except for maybe when I was a fisherman. It was then like, yes, fish came to land.
Yeah.
That job well done. you know, that was okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so you have Ahoy side A and then Ahoy side B.
Yeah. And they together make Ahoy, which is a double album.
Yes, tell me about that concept because it's
Oh.
like 5 years in between, kind of.
Yeah. COVID happened,
Yeah.
and a lot of like other struggles, and so I have this like thing that I. Oh yeah, so Ahoy side A and Ahoy side B. Basically, It was a lot of factors came in why that happened, but I had always wanted to finish the journey with kind of a what's like a bookend album, and it was supposed to be called Ahoy, because like land ahoy, like we are celebrating and saying hello, we made it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the journey just was not. I hadn't finished. There was 5 songs I hadn't written, and I knew what the songs would have to be. But this all takes time. It's a whole work. It's a whole idea, and it just takes a lot of time to work through that. But also there were so many songs from my earlier albums that I wasn't confident, like, because I don't come from a background of all the artists having so many arty friends, so many musicians. I'm alone, you
Yeah.
know. So when I was starting, I just didn't have so many contacts and community around me like that. So I have now a wonderful, blooming art community that I belong to.
Yeah.
Um, but then I wasn't confident. I didn't have all these opportunities. So I wanted to remake some of the songs, make them like, get them like in the way that they had been in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to split the album in two: Ahoy side A and Ahoy side B, and it's basically the A just has like the top of my head and B has the bottom, so you can put them together and they like make a whole head. And then so that was basically 9 songs on A and 10 songs on B, and they just come together and they make a double album. And I managed to finish exactly the project exactly like I wanted, and it was just, for me, it was just complete, and it feels so great to just have a complete project. And I'm really happy that I split it into 2 albums, because it's also just fun. It's fun to see, fun to look at, and fun to experiment with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
released half an album, but it's still like 9 songs, and another half 10 songs. So 5 bonus tracks and 4 bonus tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fun, and I'm really grateful that like my label in Iceland, Dimma, who is now quitting because he's like over 70 years old. No,
Oh,
uh, he was just so patient about all of this. He was just so cool about it. Yeah, of course, looks good, sounds good. And he's always, Avastet, my label in Iceland, has always been so supportive, morally and just artistically supportive. He's never blocked anything. He's never said this is not a good song. Like, but he does. He's a very good poet and a very good writer, and also he has a musical background as well. He was a singer-songwriter, so he has always good input. When I'm
mm,
writing a song, and like he's like, that word. Have you been struggling with that word? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know how to word this. Yeah, yeah, I see. Okay, just re-examine how you approach this sentence and just give it some time. And then I go home and I'm like looking at the sentence, and he just gives me like an editor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Rather
yeah.
than telling me what I'm supposed to say or something, it's like I can spot you had a little bit of a struggle with that part. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's not even like the lyrics work out. They would have worked out. Nobody would have noticed except for me.
Yeah.
I and him. Like I would have always struggled a little bit with that part of the song
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it just wasn't completely the way I wanted it to be. And he's really good at spotting that, you know.
That's amazing.
It's a good friendship. We really bonded after we started working together, and I'm so grateful to have people like him in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
amazing.
I've been really lucky. I've been very fortunate with the people I work with my labels, like my European label and my bookers. They're all just really kind, wonderful people. So and the people I work with musically as well. I'm just surrounded by just amazing people, just friendly, lovely, creative people. So I don't know, like I feel blessed, very blessed. You know?
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing, like if you want to succeed as an artist in a society, there's like a little formula I made. It's like people sometimes think you need talent plus hard work, right? Talent plus effort. That equals success, but that's not the formula. The formula is talent plus effort, parenthesis, you know, times social capital.
Yeah.
And if you work on helping others, right, and you build a community around you, that's a multiplier on your effort and your talent. So the more good you do for others, the more they give to you back. Like if you just go, like I saw this, I had this festival called Melodica a couple of years ago, and the Icelandic artists, they had this terrible habit of just turning up, playing and leaving,
Oh,
and
wow.
not listening to the other artists, and not communing with them, not hanging out, not having a dinner or something together. And we were inviting international artists to join us. And the Icelandic artists just basically, most of them just fucked off right after their show. And that was very depressing. And I thought, like, with that attitude, right, you're not going to get anywhere with what you're doing because you're not creating, it's called networking, right?
Yeah.
But it's more like community building. Just build a community. And how do you build a community? By helping each other out. You know, help. The more you help, the more you grow, right? Social capital is built on favors. You do another person a favor, they do you a favor, because the other formula is like time plus effort plus times access to real capital, like money, but we don't all have that. But we can all grow social capital, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like nobody's going to take your house just because you owe them a favor, right?
Yeah.
but you can get into debt and you can lose your house, right?
Yeah.
But the favor economy is a lot more, open, and also like just a community, just building a community can happen so fast if people are just open and helpful. And once that starts to happen, you can see basically snowballing effects on everyone's success.
Yeah.
So if there's any takeaway I would like to have on this conversation, that just help others, you know? That's the best way to help yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. All right. Thank you so much for driving all the way down.
Just no worries. You come up north next time.
Yes, yes, I have to. All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, and good luck with your project.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.